Hey, Shalom Israel's the brother Bakala Walam here with another hopeful, edifying video to the body YAHAWAHSHI. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAHSHI, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders that I learned this truth from, the men of GMS and the brethren with the like-minded doctrine. Okay, I got a article here, and from ABC News, and it says the so-called Reverend Jesse Jackson wife Jacqueline hospitalized for, you know what, Crown Royal, been hospitalized. I'm gonna read the article. It's not a long article. It says the so-called Reverend here. It says Reverend Jesse Jackson, a former a famed civil rights leader and two-time presidential candidate, and his wife, Jacqueline, has been hospitalized after testing positive for Crown Royal, according to a statement Saturday. And Jesse Jackson, 79, is vaccinated against the virus and received his first dose in January during a publicized event, as he urged others to receive the inoculation as soon as possible. See, he and his wife, 77, are being treated at the Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago. Doctors are currently monitoring the condition of both, according to the statement from Jesse Jackson's nonprofit, the Rainbow/Push Coalition. There are no further updates at this time. The statement says we will provide updates as they become available. A protege of the Reverend, another false leader, Martin Luther King Reverend Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson was key in guiding the modern civil rights movement on numerous issues, according to voting rights. Despite having been diagnosed for Parkinson's, and he got Parkinson's disease. Despite having been diagnosed for Parkinson's disease, Jackson has remained active and has advocated for Crown Royal vaccines for black people who lag behind white people, and we are not black, nor they're white, in the United States. Maxine Drive. Earlier this month, he was arrested outside the U.S. Capitol during a demonstration calling for Congress to end the filibuster in order to support voting rights. So then he was arrested earlier this month. Call YAHAWAHSHI. So that's what you get, man. And what? Trusting in your enemy. There's nobody gonna have pity for you. You being a reverend. You know what I'm saying? You should know better, according to the word. Not to trust thine enemy. And this, him being a reverend, he knows who his enemy is. And I'm gonna get this out of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, starting at verse 10, and it reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." And I'm gonna jump down to verse 13, and it reads, "Who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come now wild beasts?" So ain't nobody gonna pity you, I go for anyone that follow, like one of the brothers says, Jesse Jackass, or any other of these so-called leaders of these so-called black people, quote unquote. Nobody's gonna pity the leaders nor the followers, man. because the warnings have been out. The true warning, the true men of the Lord is giving warning to our people not to trust this devil, but y'all falling for his schemes and his wiles, you know. And then I'm gonna read too, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 14, and it says, "So one that goeth to a sinner," and it's like I'm gonna start at 13 again. So Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 12 and 13, "Who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such come nigh wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he would have." So that's all I want to get. It's like, yeah, that's all I want to get. But yeah, so nobody's gonna pity him, and also too, you know, he made himself an enemy. Also, these so-called leaders, these so-called black leaders, you know what I'm saying? They made himself an enemy too, because that's what they also promote. Esau Edom's philosophies and way of life. So also, I want to get this also and after chapter, I mean, 11, I mean, verse 16, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood." You know, that's Esau Edom primarily. You know, but these so-called leaders of the people, or the so-called leaders of these so-called black people, they think the same way, man. They don't care how many. It doesn't matter. They following the agenda of Esau Edom. And I'm gonna get this out of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16. It reads, "For the leaders of this people cause them to error, and they that are led of them are destroyed." So if you following these so-called leaders, these so-called black leaders, and following the customs and philosophies of Esau Edom, and the indoctrination of Esau Edom, you are going to be destroyed, man. You know, thus says the Bible, thus says YAHAWAHSHI. So nobody's going to pity this you this reverend is Jesse Jackass, you know what I'm saying, nor his wife, you know. Nobody's gonna pity, or anybody else who's following after after the after the indoctrination or wine of Esau Edom in Babylon, here in Babylon the Great. Well, yeah, I just hope the body of Yahweh Shimi Awashai was edified. The body of Yahweh Shimi Awashai. You know, it looked like he was Maxine, and he still caught this. He still caught it, right? But that's another thing too. They won't. They have no idea in um, differentiation or differentiate or tell the difference between the variant, or these hospitals have no way of telling the difference if it's the variant or it's the original, you know, um, Crown Royale. They can't tell the difference, man. So this is just like it is Babylon the Great. It's a bunch of confusion. But like I want to say, call Halayim La Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah by Shem Kakadash, and double honors again to the apostles and the elders that I learned the truth from. And I want to say Shalom to the Akim. Till next time, Yahweh Ratazah, which means Lord willing, and Wah Abba Abba.